The celestial dance of Mercury and Saturn, followed by Venus resuming its direct motion, heralds a profound period of mental and emotional transformation, inviting us to harmonize cognitive precision with emotional renewal. When Mercury, the planet of communication, intellect, and agility, aligns with Saturn, the celestial taskmaster symbolizing structure, discipline, and long-term vision, a unique alchemy emerges. This conjunction fosters a synthesis of mental clarity and methodical focus, urging us to transcend the chaos of impulsive decisions or fragmented thoughts. In a world often dominated by haste and distraction, this planetary pairing acts as a cosmic anchor, compelling us to pause, reflect, and engage in deliberate contemplation. The Mercury-Saturn alliance is not merely about sharpening the mind, but about cultivating the patience to align our thoughts with intentional action. It challenges us to dissect complex problems with analytical rigor, to draft meticulous plans, and to recognize that meaningful progress often requires the quiet persistence of incremental steps rather than the fleeting bursts of inspiration. This energy is particularly potent for those navigating crossroads in career, education, or personal projects, as it rewards strategic thinking and the courage to embrace delayed gratification. Imagine standing at the edge of a labyrinth. Mercury illuminates the path with its quick wit, while Saturn provides the compass, reminding us that every twist and turn, no matter how slow, contributes to the journey. The invitation here is to release the pressure of immediacy, to trade reactive impulsivity for mindful deliberation, whether in conversations, financial decisions, or creative endeavors. Simultaneously, Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and harmony, concluding its retrograde phase, catalyzes an emotional renaissance. During its apparent backward motion, Venus often casts a shadow of introspection, unearthing unresolved relationship dynamics, unspoken insecurities, or dormant desires. As it stations direct, a veil lifts, dissolving the ambiguities and miscommunications that may have clouded connections. This shift is akin to sunlight breaking through a dense mist, revealing landscapes of emotion previously obscured. The retrograde period might have stirred tensions, misinterpreted texts, unmet expectations, or confrontations with past relational patterns, but its forward motion now offers a chance to recalibrate. With Venus direct, we are guided to release old wounds that no longer serve us, to forgive ourselves and others, and to cultivate a deeper, more compassionate relationship with our own worth. This is a time to audit emotional habits. Are we settling for superficial validation? Or are we nurturing bonds rooted in authenticity? The clarity brought by Venus's forward march encourages us to set boundaries with grace, to articulate needs without apology, and to invest in relationships that mirror our commitment to mutual growth. The interplay between these celestial events, Mercury-Saturn's grounding influence and Venus's emotional liberation, creates a holistic framework for personal evolution. Mental discipline, when paired with emotional vulnerability, becomes a catalyst for transformative change. Consider, for instance, how strategic planning, Mercury-Saturn, in a partnership or creative project, gains depth when infused with self-awareness and empathy. Venus. A business proposal drafted under this sky might balance data-driven precision with an intuitive understanding of human needs. A difficult conversation approached with both logical clarity and emotional sensitivity could bridge divides that once seemed insurmountable. This period also invites us to reflect on the relationship between our inner dialogue and self-worth. Saturn's influence might spotlight harsh self-criticism or perfectionism, while Venus's healing energy encourages us to replace these patterns with self-compassion. Imagine rewriting an internal script, transforming "I must flawlessly execute" every task into "I honor my effort, even amid imperfection." Practically, harnessing this energy might involve rituals like journaling to map long-term goals, Mercury-Saturn, alongside gratitude practices to nurture emotional well-being, Venus. Meditation could focus on visualizing a future built on both ambition and authenticity, while affirmations might integrate mantras of focus, "I am deliberate in my actions," and self-love, "I am worthy of joy." In relationships, this could manifest as scheduling intentional check-ins with loved ones, structured conversations, Mercury-Saturn, that create space for vulnerability and reconnection, Venus. Professionally, it might mean breaking down a visionary project into actionable steps, while ensuring that each milestone honors personal values and fosters collaboration. Historically, astrologers have noted that Mercury-Saturn conjunctions often coincide with breakthroughs in systems thinking, legal reforms, or scientific discoveries, moments when ingenuity meets endurance. Venus's post-retrograde phases, meanwhile, have been linked to artistic renaissances, diplomatic resolutions, or surges in social harmony. On a personal scale, this period mirrors those macrocosmic shifts, offering us the tools to architect our lives with both wisdom and heart. It's a reminder that growth is not a choice between mind and emotion, but a dance between the two. As we move through this transit, we're invited to build bridges between our aspirations and our inner truth, crafting an existence that is as purposeful as it is fulfilling, a testament to the cosmos's gift of balance. The current cosmic alignment, a symphony of celestial forces urging both action and introspection, invites a profound opportunity to architect your life with intention, transforming nebulous aspirations into tangible reality. This is not merely a moment to consider change, but to embody it, channeling the universe's structured energy into recalibrating your goals, habits, and mindset. At its core, this period emphasizes intentional living, a philosophy that marries clarity of purpose with disciplined execution. Begin by auditing your long-term visions. What milestones have you deferred out of fear, distraction, or uncertainty? The stars now align to support strategic planning, urging you to dissect grand ambitions into actionable steps. Imagine your goals as a mosaic. Each tiny, deliberate tile may seem insignificant alone, but when placed with care, they coalesce into a masterpiece. This cosmic climate favors organizing fragmented ideas, whether financial plans, creative projects, or relational aspirations, into coherent systems. Create timelines, draft outlines, or map priorities using tools that resonate with your rhythm, be it digital apps, vision boards, or handwritten lists. Structure is not about rigidity, but about creating a scaffold for freedom, a framework that prevents overwhelm and nurtures progress. Crucially, this energy also calls for courageous conversations, long relegated to silence. Perhaps you've avoided addressing a partnership imbalance, a workplace boundary, or a familial tension. The Mercury-Saturn influence, as highlighted in prior transits, sharpens your ability to articulate thoughts with both precision and empathy, transforming difficult dialogues into bridges rather than battlegrounds. Approach these talks not as confrontations but as collaborations, grounding them in facts while leaving space for vulnerability. For instance, instead of accusatory "you" statements, frame concerns as shared challenges. How can we navigate this together? This mindset shift, from blame to partnership, aligns with Venus's forward motion, healing relational rifts through mutual understanding. Simultaneously, this alignment demands a mindset realignment, urging you to replace impulsive reactivity with mindful deliberation. Modern life often rewards speed over depth, conditioning us to chase quick fixes or instant gratification. Yet the cosmos now whispers, slow down. Every decision, from daily suoshu to life-altering choices, benefits from the alchemy of patience and foresight. Consider the gardener who plants a sapling. They don't yank the stem to hasten growth, but tend to it with consistent care, trusting time and process. Adopt this metaphor in your own life. When faced with a crossroads, pause to ask, does this align with my core values? Will it nourish my future self, or merely placate my present impatience? This reflective practice is the antidote to autopilot living. To anchor this shift, establish rituals that cultivate resilience and focus. Journaling, for instance, becomes a mirror for the soul, allowing you to track patterns in your thoughts and behaviors. Each morning, pour your intentions onto the page, not as rigid mandates, but as gentle invitations. At day's end, reflect on moments where you honored or strayed from your purpose, reframing missteps as feedback rather than failures. Complement this with daily to-do lists, but reimagine them as priority compasses. Rank tasks not by urgency, but by significance, distinguishing between noise and nourishment. For example, scrolling social media might feel urgent, but drafting a business plan or scheduling a heart-to-heart with a friend holds deeper resonance. Over time, these micro-choices rewire your brain, fostering a mindset where discipline feels less like deprivation and more like devotion to your highest self. Procrastination, that perennial thief of potential, often thrives in the gap between inspiration and action. To dismantle it, leverage the Saturnian principle of incremental progress. Break monolithic projects into micro-missions, tasks so small they bypass resistance. Writing a book becomes draft one paragraph. Decluttering a home becomes organize one drawer. Celebrate these minor victories. They are the seeds of momentum. Pair this with accountability systems. Share goals with a trusted friend, join a focus group, or use apps that gamify productivity. Remember, the aim isn't perfection, but persistence. Showing up even when motivation wanes, trusting that consistency compounds. This period also invites you to curate your mental environment as diligently as your physical space. Just as clutter distracts the eye, chaotic thoughts obscure clarity. Practice cognitive decluttering by limiting inputs that drain your focus, be it toxic news cycles, superficial social interactions, or self-critical narratives. Replace them with stimuli that inspire growth, podcasts on strategic thinking, mentorship circles, or art that stirs your soul. Visualization exercises can further crystallize your vision. Each morning, close your eyes and vividly imagine yourself achieving a goal. Feel the pride, hear the applause, embody the confidence. This mental rehearsal primes your subconscious to recognize and seize opportunities aligned with your path. In relationships, intentionality takes the form of curated connection. Audit your social sphere. Do your interactions leave you energized or depleted? Invest in those who reciprocate your effort, and release ties rooted in obligation or habit. Schedule regular connection audits with loved ones, structured, yet open dialogues where you realign shared goals and address simmering grievances. These check-ins, guided by Mercury's clarity and Venus's empathy, prevent emotional drift and deepen intimacy. Ultimately, this cosmic moment is a call to embrace purposeful living as a daily practice. It's not about grand overhauls, but the subtle art of aligning your minutes with your mission. Picture a sculptor chiseling marble. Each deliberate strike shapes the masterpiece. Similarly, your small, consistent choices, what you prioritize, how you speak to yourself, where you invest energy, sculpt the life you'll inhabit a year, a decade, a lifetime from now. The universe offers both the chisel, Saturn's discipline, and the vision, Mercury's ingenuity. Your task is to wield them with courage, trust, and an unwavering commitment to becoming the architect of your destiny. As the cosmos aligns to amplify your capacity for transformation, this moment becomes a potent invitation to step into your power, not as a passive observer of life's currents, but as an active co-creator of your destiny. The celestial energies swirling overhead are not mere abstractions. They are catalysts, urging you to embody the shifts you wish to see. Begin by embracing affirmations as mantras of empowerment, phrases that dissolve doubt and magnetize possibility. When you declare, "I am aligned with clarity, confidence, and forward momentum," you are not just reciting words, you are reprogramming your subconscious, syncing your vibration with the universe's rhythm. This affirmation, rooted in Mercury-Saturn's lucidity and Venus's revitalized flow, acts as a bridge between intention and action. It reminds you that clarity is not a distant ideal, but a state of being you can access now. And confidence is not the absence of fear, but the courage to move through it. Similarly, the statement, "I am ready for the new opportunities and clarity this shift brings," serves as a beacon, training your psyche to recognize and welcome the doors about to open. Repeat these phrases aloud, write them on mirrors, or whisper them as you walk. Each iteration etches them deeper into your neural pathways, transforming aspirational thoughts into lived truth. Yet affirmations alone are seeds. They require the soil of action to take root. This is where engagement becomes sacred ritual. Step outside under the night sky and stargaze, not as a casual observer, but as a participant in the cosmic dance. Let the constellations remind you that you, too, are part of this vast, interconnected tapestry. Your dreams as valid as the orbits of planets. As you trace the arc of the Milky Way, consider how your own path mirrors its spiral. Expansive, dynamic, and guided by invisible forces. Journaling, too, becomes a dialogue with your future self. Pour onto the page your fears, hopes, and the half-formed ideas trembling at the edge of awareness. Ask yourself, What would my life look like if I fully trusted this clarity? How might I navigate challenges if I led with confidence, not hesitation? Use prompts to excavate buried truths. Where have I been overcomplicating my goals? What relationships or habits no longer reflect the person I'm becoming? This practice is not about finding immediate answers, but about creating space for your inner voice to rise above the noise. Engagement also calls for practical reflection, a deliberate audit of your mental, emotional, creative, and financial landscapes. Mentally, declutter by identifying thought patterns that sabotage progress, perfectionism, catastrophizing, or comparison. Replace them with frameworks that empower, such as progress over perfection or curiosity over judgment. Emotionally, map your triggers and joys. Which interactions leave you energized? Which drain your spirit? Use Venus's forward motion to recalibrate, releasing ties that bind you to outdated narratives. Creatively, reignite dormant passions. Dedicate time to projects that make your soul hum, whether painting, coding, gardening, or problem-solving. The act of creation is a rebellion against stagnation. Financially, align your resources with your values. Budget not just for survival, but for thriving. Investing in courses that elevate skills, supporting causes that mirror your ethics, or saving for experiences that expand your horizons. To anchor these reflections, design daily rituals that fuse affirmation with accountability. Each morning, light a candle and speak your chosen mantra into the flame, visualizing its light-dissolving barriers. Each evening, jot down 3 micro-wins, moments where you honored your intentions, however small. Did you pause before reacting in anger? Did you draft a paragraph of that book? Did you set a boundary? Celebrate these acts. They are the bricks building your new reality. Pair this with a weekly alignment check-in. Review goals. Adjust strategies and forgive yourself for detours. Progress is rarely linear, a fact the stars themselves embody as they retrograde and advance. This period also whispers an invitation to community. Share your affirmations with kindred spirits. Vulnerability begets collective strength. Join a workshop, form a mastermind group, or simply text a friend your intentions. When voiced aloud, dreams gain momentum, and accountability partners become mirrors reflecting your potential back to you. Consider, too, how your actions ripple outward. Volunteering, mentoring, or even offering a heartfelt compliment aligns with Venus's ethos of connection, reminding you that growth is not a solitary endeavor, but a symphony of mutual uplift. Finally, remember that reset is not a one-time event, but a rhythm. Life's demands will inevitably pull you into autopilot again. The key is to return, gently and persistently, to your core intentions. When distractions arise, revisit your affirmations like a compass. When doubt creeps in, gaze at the stars and remember your place in their grand design. You are both the sculptor and the marble, the dreamer and the dream. The universe has handed you the tools, Saturn's discipline to structure your days, Mercury's wit to navigate challenges, Venus's grace to soften edges, and the affirmations that stitch these forces into a narrative of empowerment. Now, step into the spotlight of your own life. Declare your readiness. Write your next chapter. The cosmos is not just above you. It is within you, waiting to be unleashed.